see, this is supposed to be a stress relief channel, calming videos, relaxation, self-care. So today I'm planning on doing another whisper ASMR. As you can tell, I am going to take notes so you can study with me, take notes with me. So there's going to be some touching paper. I don't think I'll need to turn the page, but maybe. Definitely some writing. But what I'm taking notes on is Esperanto, which is one of the languages I have studied. So what I actually have planned is the so Fun with Languages made a post basically saying that you only need about 200 to 300 words to speak a language really well at a basic level, at least. Just basic words and phrases, and phrase your ideas with those. This is the list that they did for Esperanto. I don't think I will finish because, well, maybe. I guess it depends on how long I want to make this. But basically, they give you, just a list of verbs, phrases, conjunctions, prepositions, adjectives, adverbs, nouns, and pronouns, and then some other note information so that you can start speaking the language. But yeah, Fun with Languages on Tumblr originally came up with it, but this is the Esperanto version, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to write here. I'm sorry if my writing is not what it could be. I actually primarily write with my left hand, but anyway, yeah, let's get started. So you can actually just find the post on Tumblr, it's still up. The Esperanto one is actually done by La Burburo. So, yeah, let's get started. So it looks like the first section is verbs. So they have be, can, cause, do, eat, feel, get, so obtain, give, go, have, know, learn, etc. So I'm probably not going to number these, but let's see. Can, bully, cause, igi. Let's see. Do, fari. And I know some of this information, or even a lot of this information, but I think it's a good idea to make a list like this. It's a good way to reinforce some knowledge and learn other new knowledge. And why not do this as an activity? So eat is mangi. Feel is senti. I can definitely feel the Romance influence because sentia, to feel in Spanish. Obtain, recevi. Let's see, give, doni. Kind of makes me think of donate. Let's see, go, iri. That just makes me think of ir. Have, havi. That one's rather obvious. No. Now this verb actually gives me a lot of trouble as far as pronunciation, because the C is pronounced like the TS in cats. So cats, tss, tss, instead of just S. Tss, s, tss. It's a very subtle difference, and I have trouble, not just saying it as an initial, Like, I'll just have an accent then. Oh well. There is Leonie. Like is Shati. Let's see. Make is Fari. Need is Besoni. Oh, so that actually reminds me, my friend and I have a bone to pick with Tokipona, because for some reason in Tokipona, to want and to need are lumped in under the same verb, and we just had a lot of issues with that, because just because you want something doesn't mean you need it, and just because you need something doesn't mean you are wanting it, it means you have to have it. Like water and food, those aren't optional, you have to have them, it's not something you just want. Whereas you can just want makeup but you don't need it, so we were like, that's kind of weird. But anyway, Esperanto differentiates those the same way English does. Yeah, it's a weird thing to lump together because those are two very different things. Like, you don't want medicine, you need medicine. You don't need nail polish, you want nail polish. Like, there's a difference. Anyway, Basoni, say is Didi. Makes me think of decir in Spanish. I honestly may go back and write the Spanish beside these if I know it. Si is Vidi. Yeah, let me get to the end of the verbs and then I'll go back and fill in the Spanish. Should is Devi. Sleep, dormir, like dormir. I just went ahead and broke down and did it. Speak is paroli. Start is comenci. Like comenzar. Comenci. And they have transitive versus intransitive. So like, I started the movie versus the movie started. So if it's like, I started the movie, it's comenci. But if the movie started, it's comencigi. By the way, the reason I'm putting little hats on there is because Esperanto has specific diacritics. There is existas. Let me see how they spelled that. I think it's pensi. Like pensar. Honestly, so much of this is close to Spanish that it's no wonder I remember a lot of it. Try is povi. Use is usi. Like usar. Honestly, povi makes me think of poder. But anyway, where was I? Use. So want is fully. Down here. And then work is labori. And write is scribi. Like escribir. feel like doing. So like tengo ganas de, I feel like dancing. Obtener. Tener o recibir. Tener o recibir. So give is dar. Go is ir. To have, tener. And to maintain is mantener, just so you know. Even though it's not on here. To know, there's actually two verbs. To know. So, like, shati. There's actually a lot of ways to talk about how you like something in Spanish. So, me encanta. It's kind of like, it enchants me. It's enchanting, you know, it's pleasing. Me gusta, I like it. Things like that. Yeah. It's saying you like it, but it's more like it's pleasing to me, you know? It's interesting, it's enchanting, it's depending on what verb you use. Because there are verbs like gustar that have a similar meaning and are used the same way. Anyway, to make. Ser. To need, necesitar. Dar, to say, decir. To see. To see. Wow, I'm blinking. Cause it's weird because I could conjugate it right now. I could say like nunca vi un niño. I never saw a boy. Nunca vi un niño. I feel like I'm overthinking it. Nunca vi un niño. Yeah, I could say right now like I never saw a boy. And yet I can't think of the infinitive form. It's killing me. I can conjugate it, but I can't think of the infinitive. It's just a, what do they call it? A brain fart. Is it fair? Is it? It is fair. Okay, I had to check. I was like, is it fair? It is. I was conjugating it in my head, but I couldn't think of. So, oops. You see. So we are right here. So, oops. I left the L out. So speak, hablar. So to start. Actually, I'm pretty sure I misspelled that. Hold on. Yeah, I did. It's fine though, I fixed it. Yeah. Okay. So, what's next? Wait, was it like there is? What was I supposed to be saying? It is supposed to be there is. I think I just wrote there. LOL. There is. So it would be like I pensar. Alright, and then Bovi. That's not how you say try though. Like, I think it's tratar de. I feel like it's tratar de. Let me just check, but I feel like that's what I was taught. I was taught that you use like tratar de or intentar. Okay, yeah, I was right. Intentar slash tratar de, I thought so. Usar querer to work, trabajar, and then I already wrote my and that was actually 17 minutes, and we've only done the verbs. So I'll just talk to like how you do negation. So in Esperanto you use the word ne, N-E. Maybe I should just put it here. Alright, let me put it over here. Ne, N-E is negation. So like mi ne parolas, I don't speak, is an example I could give. It's kind of like how in Spanish you would just use the word no. So no lo sé, I don't know. You know? No hablo inglés, I don't speak English. You know? So that's the same. That's the same. It works the same way. And never in Spanish is nunca, but never in Esperanto is neniam. Just so you know. Actually, let me neniam. Never. Nunca. So, and before I leave, let me just talk about Esperanto verbs. So Esperanto, AS is present tense. Oops. All Esperanto verbs, all the infinitives will end in I. I don't know if you noticed, but devi, dormi, povi, usi, foli, they all end in I. That's the infinitive. Spanish infinitive is different. As you can see, Spanish infinitive ends in AR, ER, and IR verbs. And Esperanto is regular, but Spanish has irregular verbs. Esperanto has no irregular verbs. So the present tense for Spanish is different than the present tense for Esperanto. All of the tenses, how they're conjugated, is different, which makes sense because it's a different language. But I'm just explaining how they're different. Anyway, IS is past tense. And then lastly is future tense, which is OS. And then what's the word? When you're, I don't remember the like fancy phrasing, but basically when you're giving a command, it ends in U. So if I was telling you like learn, I would say lernu. Or if I wanted you to sleep, I would say dormu. You know? Is it called mandative? I can't remember. I'll write that down. I don't actually know if that's a word, but I feel like I had heard that word somewhere. But also, but in Esperanto, when you want to say like I like to eat, you know, mi ŝatas manĝi, you would conjugate the first verb, and the second one you would leave in the infinitive. And you know, you would do the same thing in Spanish, kind of. Well, no, not even kind of, just exactly the same. It's just that Spanish verbs, how they show the tense differently because it conjugates differently. But you would treat the infinitive and non-infinitive together the same way. So you would be like, quiero bailar, just like put another like that. I like to eat. So you would conjugate that and then leave that as an infinitive. And you know, same thing in Spanish. Quiero, because that's conjugated, that's I want. Bailar, I want to dance. Infinitive. So you do the same thing in Spanish and Esperanto. You're doing it in English too, it's just that in English it's harder to spot it because English verbs are really weird. I'm honestly thinking of doing like a whisper ASMR with teaching people English, to be honest, for free. Like teaching English, just being an English tutor, teacher informally, just as a native speaker. But we'll see. Comment below if you would like that. But I'm definitely gonna like make a simple beginner Spanish, maybe English. But I'll also keep studying Esperanto and Spanish. I'm technically considered an intermediate based on my academics, but I'm not comfortable having spoken conversations at an intermediate level because I have a lot of anxiety. So I probably sound like a toddler, but it's fine. So next time, we are going to we're gonna do direct objects, phrases, conjunctions, and prepositions. I think we'll have time for all of that. We'll at least have time for direct objects, phrases, and conjunctions. But that's what we'll do next time. So you can study with me, and that's what we'll do next time, okay? But thank you so much for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss more content like this, and then drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and let me know down in the comments other things you'd like to see for Whisper ASMR. Thank you and have a great day.